Hello everyone. Hope all of you are safe at home as all of us are stuck at our homes due to lockdown. So we are bringing for you the online videos of different subjects. So today we are going to discuss chemistry. It is a new subject for you people as you have already studied science in fifth class. So now in sixth it is divided into chemistry, physics, and biology. So today we are going to discuss about chemistry. Lesson number one, what is chemistry about? So let's start today. What is chemistry? First of all, as I have told you earlier, it is an important branch of science. Science, which you were studying in class 5th, is now divided into physics, chemistry, and biology. We are going to study chemistry. So, as I have already told, and it is an important branch of science. So, what is chemistry? Chemistry is the study of substances and their transformations. Substances transform, and the study of it is known as chemistry. Okay, so you should remember the definition of chemistry. Chemistry is the study of substances and their transformation. Okay, then next we have matter and substance. So everything around us, whether it is air, water, pen, pencil, or a toy, is made up of matter. So you already have studied, I think, in fifth class what is matter. So the definition of matter is anything that occupies space and has mass is known as matter. Anything that occupies space and has mass is known as matter. For example, if we take a book and if you keep a book on the table, it will occupy some space on the table. And when you lift that book in your hand, it has some mass. So matter is anything which has mass and which occupies space. Similarly, air, which you fill it in a balloon. So when you fill air in a balloon, it takes space in the balloon, due to which balloon expands. Also, if you take out air from the balloon again come back to the original position or original form. So with all these examples, we understood that matter is anything which has space, which occupies space and which has mass. So now, if I ask you what is the difference between air, water, pen, pencil, or a toy, so can you tell me what is the difference between all of them? How do water differ from a pen or from pencil? So we are going to say because of the kind of matter or the substance they contain. Air has different substances, pen has different substances, so both of them are different. The difference between all the above mentioned example is that they are made up of different substances. Air, water, pen, pencil, all of them are matter and are made up of different substances. Now moving on to the next slide, transformation. One more thing before moving on to transformation, I want to tell you. If I talk about ice, water, and water vapor, so when the water in a kettle boil, everybody has seen boiling water. So when the water in the kettle boils, you can see water vapor coming out of the spout of the kettle. So ice, water, and water vapor are made up of same substance, that is water. Only the difference is in their state. So I hope it is clear. Now next we are going to study about transformation. The transformation are of kind changes that takes place every moment. So transformation are a kind of change that takes place every moment. So they are of two kinds, physical and chemical. So physical change or physical transformation means there is no change in substance. Example, when ice melts, water freezes, or water boils. So there is no change in substance in all the three: ice, water, and water vapor. The substance remaining is water only. So there is no change in substance. So this is physical transformation. So in all the above changes, substance remains water. Now next is chemical change. In chemical change, the substance changes. A common example is burning. Paper and wood are made up of substance called cellulose. Means in paper and wood we have cellulose. So if you burn paper, then it is the cellulose in the paper which burns. While burning, cellulose will take up oxygen from the air. Of course, for burning, all the things require oxygen. So while burning, cellulose takes up oxygen from the air and will give two new substances, carbon dioxide and water vapor. So we are seeing here that a paper gets changes into something new, the new substance being water vapor and carbon dioxide. So hence it is a chemical transformation because there is some change. We are seeing that there is a change. The paper has changed to carbon dioxide and water vapor. Next example, same kind if we take, also if you burn anything in air, for example, if you burn a wood also, then it always will give out carbon dioxide and water vapor. Okay, then sulfur also forms sulfur dioxide. If you burn sulfur in the air, it will form sulfur dioxide. If you burn carbon in the air, then it will form carbon dioxide. So all these are chemical changes. Why they are called chemical? Because some or other chemical reaction will take place and there is change in substance. We are getting something new. So whenever a substance undergoes a chemical change, we say it has been transformed. So whenever a substance undergoes chemical change, we say it has been transformed into another substance. Here, paper was transformed into water vapor and carbon dioxide. Also, if you burn sulfur, then it is transformed into sulfur dioxide. So we call it transformation because there is some change in from the cellulose is transformed into carbon dioxide and water upon burning. Also, carbon and sulfur are transformed into carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide when they burn. Now moving on to the next, we are going to see some of the examples of physical change. With this, you will be able to understand more clearly what is actually physical change. Melting of ice. When ice melts, it changes from solid state to liquid state. But the substance which is only water, means in ice, all in ice and melted water, in ice, and when it melts into water, what remains is water only. So here we say there is no change in substance. Before melting also water, and after melting also water, only the changes in the state. Earlier it was in solid state, now it is in liquid state. Similarly, the next example which we are going to take is boiling of water. When water will boil, it will change into water vapor. When it is changing into water vapor, it is again changing in gaseous state. The substance remains same, which is water in both the situations, whether it is water or whether it is water vapor. When it was water, then the state was liquid, but when it changes to water vapor, the state becomes gaseous. Similarly, formation of clouds is also a kind of, you can say, physical change. Just there is, you can say, when water evaporates from the water bodies, it is in gaseous state, then it reaches in the upper atmosphere to form clouds, then again it comes back on the surface of earth. So in all these process, nothing new is formed, only the state is changed at different stages, and in all these transformation, it is only water, nothing else. Again, melting of wax. When wax will melt, its state will change, and when wax will solidify, it will again change to the original solid wax. Breaking of bottle. If you break a bottle, then nothing new is formed, only the shape is changing. Earlier it was in the shape of bottle, now it is in shattered glass pieces. So again we will say it is physical change because nothing new we are getting, we are just having transformation of state. Nothing new, no new product, nothing new is formed. Then again, crushing of can. If you take a can, for example cold drink can or any other can, and if you crush it, just the shape is changing. nothing new is formed. So melting of ice, boiling of water, formation of cloud, melting of wax, breaking of bottle, and crushing of can are the examples of physical change. So you should find more examples of physical change in your nearby surroundings and note down it in your copies. Next, we are going to see examples of chemical change. As I have already told you, chemical change, we are getting something new. So cooking of food, first example is cooking of food. You take raw vegetables and when you cook them, then of course there's taste and color also changes. So you are getting something new substances are formed, hence cooking of food is a chemical change. Next is curdling of milk. You take milk and when it changes into curd, then again you are getting new substance. Milk and curd are two different substances. Of course, they have different properties, also different taste. So curdling of milk again is a chemical change. Then burning, already we have discussed burning of paper or be it burning of wood is a chemical change because carbon dioxide and water vapor is formed. Then cooking egg, if you take egg, then it is somewhat semi-solid, not properly liquid, not properly solid. But when you cook it, it will completely be changed into solid. Also, something new is formed. The taste is entirely different, and it is now in a cooked state. Rusting of iron, you must have seen iron rusting at different places or whenever there is some moisture in the nearby surroundings, then iron rust and changes its color and also it corrodes iron. So rusting of iron is also a chemical change because we get from iron Fe2O3 dot XH2 means we get rust, which is the formula for rust. Next is digestion of food. The food which you eat, it gets digested in your body and will provide you energy to do your daily activities and livelihood work. And the extra waste is excreted out from your body. So again, it is a chemical change because you are getting new substance, first of all, energy from the food, and then whatever is not required by the body is expelled out. So digestion of food also is a chemical change. The next is growth of plants and animals. As plants and or animals grow, then they cannot again degrow. They cannot come back. If somebody is of 6 years, then that person cannot again come back to 1 year. So growth is also a kind of chemical change because we are getting, as we are growing in age or in height or whatever terms you talk about, then we are getting something new. We are discovering different body features. So again, it is an example of chemical change. So you should find more examples of chemical change in your nearby environment. So we have studied so far cooking of food, curdling of milk, burning, cooking egg, rusting of iron, digestion of food, and growth of plants. Let's see what transformation actually means. We have studied transformation both physical and chemical. So now let us see what it actually means in simpler terms. What will you understand about transformation? Whenever a substance undergoes a chemical change, we say it has been transformed into another substance or substances. For example, milk changes to curd, raw vegetable changes onto properly cooked food, and iron rust. So already we have discussed, so this is all about transformation. Next is a chemical reaction. Whenever there is a chemical change in a substance, we say chemical reaction has taken place. Just now we have studied the example of burning. So when burning was taking place, it is actually a chemical reaction which is occurring, which give us two new products, water vapor and carbon dioxide. So whenever you get something new, always you remember a chemical reaction must have taken place there. Then only you are getting something new. Similarly, on burning, carbon dioxide and water vapors are formed. Then the food which we eat, it get digested and provides energy because in the body different chemical reactions are taking place which convert the food and provide energy. So those reactions are also known as biochemical reactions which are taking place in your body. Then growth of plants again is a result of lot of chemical reactions occurring inside the body. So chemical reaction is always whenever we get something new, some new substance. So whenever there is a chemical change in substance, we say chemical reaction has taken place. Next is chemical, as we are studying chemical reactions. So the first word which comes is chemical. So what is chemical? A substance which is used in a chemical reaction is called chemical. Whatever we are using in a chemical reaction, that is called chemical. So for example, diammonium phosphate, all these are fertilizers. Superphosphate of lime, both of these are fertilizers which are given in the which are given to the crops. And sulfuric acid is an acid. More examples if we take of chemical is hydrochloric acid, which is used to clean bathrooms. The acid which is used to clean bathroom is hydrochloric acid. Also in our body also there are lots of chemical produced. So chemical is a substance which is used in a chemical reaction. Chemical reaction is taking place on a chemical and again giving a new substance. Now let us see what's your assignment for today. You should note down the answers, find the answers yourself and note down in your copies. Whenever we meet after the lockdown, we will be checking these answers. So the first is, what is chemistry? In the first slide, I have written the definition. Chemistry is the study of substances and their transformation. The next question, what is physical change? Physical change is a change in which no new substances are formed, or there is no change in substance. The substance remains same. The next, what is chemical change? Chemical change is a change in which there is change in substance, or you can say new substances are formed. What is matter? Matter, a definition also I have given you in the previous slide. Matter, anything that occupies space and has mass is known as matter. Now, next is you have to draw the diagrams. You have to draw the diagrams of uh, chemical apparatus which are used in chemical laboratories. Yeah, I have sent you the PDF in the group. So from that PDF on page number 11, there are some chemical apparatus given which are used in the chemical laboratories like test tube stand, etc. So you should draw those diagrams in your notebooks. So whenever we meet, we are going to check those diagrams for you. Okay, so for today, I am ending the part 1. Then we will start the part 2. Okay.